Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your master of martial arts mayhem, and your host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today, we are going to be talking about 1974's oddball movie Amazons and Supermen, also known as Super Stooges and versus the Wonder Women, which is a movie I really wanted to love, and I liked it more this time, but I have thoughts, of course. Before we get into it, though, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Have you seen it? Do you think it could have been better? Do you think it could have been worse? It could have been both. But now, on with the show. Yes, that is a condensed version of the incredible theme song that plays throughout the movie. And the title credits, the English export title credits, of course, which this is what is Superwomen, Supermen, Super Fight, Super Battle, Super Hits. So we start out with a rather violent sequence of these Amazons choosing who their new leader is. There's 8 of them, and this is their seeress or somebody who's, she's the prophetess or oracle or something. So it's really violent. I would have done this as a montage. The movie runs 100 minutes, and at least in the Italian version, the AIP version runs about 90, which makes it a little better. Well, a lot better, actually, because there's stuff that didn't need to be in here. This could have been a montage with a voiceover saying why they are. They get down here, and finally, this woman here with the dark hair, which is Bagheera, Queen of the Amazons, played by Jeannie Woods, also known as, hold on, what is her name here? Magda Konopka. So we are first introduced to Moog here, played by Mark Hannibal, who was a former Harlem Globetrotter. He is accosted by some thieves. That would be, what's his name there? Ricardo Pizzuti is Filona's, the Wood Tigers leader. And for some reason, they want to pester him. And he has his secret weapon is this golden ball. No surprise. And he bounces it off people's heads and knocks them out. And so a fight breaks out. And it's pretty funny. And that little right-hand guy there, I don't know, Canicula, Filoni's henchman, his beloved squire. So, they're the comic relief. And Moog is a being of immense strength. And he bursts through there. He's the Goliath or the Hercules of the group. And they're like, they do a good job here. The comedy is pretty decent. Some of it's real basic, but there's no body humor at least. And next we meet Chang, or Chung as it's called here that's Yen Yue Hua, who was a Shaw Brothers star. This movie is made in conjunction with the Shaw Brothers. And the Wood Tigers accost him, and he beats the crap out of them, aside from depantsing them. He's using a gim as his weapon, though they really could have used Tong Chia to come over and help choreograph. But the fights aren't bad. They're better than I remember, and there's a lot more of them with everybody, a lot more action than I thought. So once again, watching a movie all the way through really helps. And Canicula always gets the funny lines. The dubbing is pretty well done for the most part. That's his will-be girlfriend, played by Karen Ye, who is not in many movies, and you can tell they're not under cranking at all, the action here. So it's, real life. But there's some nice little martial arts going on here. But we don't know why he's over wherever he is, but he's looking for immortality. Moog and he are both. So they've contacted Dharma, who is a legacy hero, if not sort of con man, very reminiscent of the Phantom. So we got introduced to Mei Mei as her name, Mei Mei Wong, and now the Amazons ride to go after this poor village. And there's Dharma in his chainmail costume, and it's probably the stuntman. It's Nick Jordan, aka Aldo Conti. He saves them, and off they go. There's more Amazons. They're chasing him, and he tricks them with fire. He gets paid or fed by the villagers that he protects. So he takes care of them. They take care of him. He's got the '70s mustache. You can tell he's older. And there's the secret of the immortal fire. Kaboom! And he wants his olives. There's his protege, who will become the new Dharma. That is Aru, Dharma 2. Actually, Dharma is supposed to be 400 years old, very much patterned after the Phantom, which was huge in Italy. Look at the Super Argo movies. And we know Nick Jordan from the Three Fantastic Supermen. He's incredibly athletic. He did a lot of things, including in being in Sabata as twin brothers in one sequel. But and he's showing off there. He's trained him. He goes and he finds this woman that would be Melissa Longo, pardon me, as Mila. We've seen her in Return of the Dragon, or Way of the Dragon. She has got an injured. She sprained her ankle, so he takes her back because he's a dope. But they splash around and fall in love and kiss. Suddenly they have to come back, and Dharma's been killed by the Amazons. She's sure he's dead, but he shows up again because he's immortal. That's the whole shtick here. The immortality is the MacGuffin. That's Nick flying around there, and now that is. Wait. This woman is a lot more famous. Lynn Moody, who was in many things, many TV shows in the '70s. I'm sure she came over for a free trip to Italy, and she's of course Moog's girlfriend because he's like after her. So our heroes have met up now. He keeps saying, "Why are you following me?" And she's like, "Why are you following me?" But she's Filone is her guardian. How that happened is never explained. But he keeps saying, "You want some help?" Nope, nope, nope. Okay, and now they're all on a team. So, and a fight breaks out again and again. Again, it's good action. I mean, it's nothing there. So she's seeing the future and saying you have to get the immortality and get rid of those three guys. Back at the cave, he's giving him a con line about how you got to help me, got to do a good deed and fight the Amazons. Otherwise, you don't get immortality. So that's the sacred fire that gives immortality. Aye! He wakes him up. He's like, all right, well, should we crack on here and get going? Yes, let's. The Amazons approach him on tribute. He's riding an ox or a water buffalo. So it's just, fish out of water sort of things. But there, oh, look, that's where what's the name of her character? I just looked at, Mina. A lot of the names aren't very different. They're trying to figure out how to get rid of the Amazons. There's the Amazon camp on a high bluff. Looks nice. So they're going to fly in. That goes over about as well as Wile E. Coyote flying in. So then they invent catapults. Bloom, bloom, bloom. And Dharma there, the new Dharma 2, can jump all the way up there. Now, I'm sure that's a stuntman because they had to be landing on something. But all of this is filmed outside. This is supposed to be at night while they're infiltrating. They set fire. Because the Amazons are not pleasant people, although, obviously Mila is sent to spy on Dharma. And now we'll have station identification. You are watching Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters on KXNO, part of the Xenorama Broadcasting Network. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program. Our heroes, the Supermen and or Super Stooges, have freed the men from the village that the Amazons kidnapped for nefarious purposes. I do like the way it is day for night photography and not quite good, but unfortunately, Bagheera she's over it, and the what is that? The high priestess. That's all she's named. It's Kirsten Guile, as the high priestess is looking at him. The men have voted to go to war, actually. And now um, Philonis and Canicula have decided to turn face, and because they want to make the Amazons pay for rejecting them. Off they go. Oh, actually, they're trying to get in and they get rejected. No, wait, I'm ahead of myself. They're saying we know where Dharma is. Spoiler alert. This is what happens when you take a 3 hour break from your first recording to this one, to the second part. So off they go to fight the Super Stooges. Tunk, tunk, tunk. Arrows. Moe picks up does the muscle man thing, throws a tree at him. So they've got some of these women are men in wigs. If you can't see their faces, those are probably stuntmen. Like, when that one gets a boot to the head. And that one gets a boot to the head. So they're integrated pretty well, though you can tell just if you're looking for it. They do capture Dharma, and he's laughing because he sees Mila there, and he's sure she's in love with him. But the high priestess is like, yeah, we need the secret of immortality. And she's like, if you kill him, we'll never find it. These two are wondering where he is, but not enough that they aren't concerned enough that they're not going to have a meal. Now we have the face turn of the wood tigers because they're upset that the Amazons tried to kill him. And they're like, okay. Here, let's help you out. Because they were going to steal their horses and they got beat up. So they beat him up again, Moog and Chung do, and pretend to be these two. So I'm very much ahead of myself, and I do apologize because this movie's a little disjointed. It would have been better at 90 minutes, judiciously edited. There are several minutes in here that are dubbed in Italian or German, because I think that's where this DVD came from. It looks a lot better than the one Rarescope put out, which I did own for about 7 minutes. But they free Dharma, and Mila goes along with them. And they have to jump down, and they invent parachutes. And off they go once again. And once again, Dharma just jumps down and it's easy. So here we go. Oh, and look, May has shown up with horses. And she's like, I can't go with you because Philonis is my guardian. But, we know what's going to happen. This is where they show up, get rejected, get arrows shot at them, then they get mad. So there's our face turn. I gave you 2 false face turns, which is good booking. It's not lazy booking. And they're back there. And Mina is happy to see Moog. And now they're preparing. Now we're doing the whole 7 Samurai thing where they prepare the town for the Amazons. Mila fills them in on what's going on. And they start building all kinds of things. Moog's teaching the children how to use bolas. And now the council is saying, well, are we going to fight or not? We've only got till moon, so it's too late. And they bottled up some of the oil that makes the eternal fire for bombs. Here they come. If you can't see their faces, those aren't the dudes, but But it's really a nice wide shot here of this stuff and the explosions. So I think that's a woman. There's Moog using the bolas wrap themselves around there. They kill a lot of people in here, good guys and bad guys. But you can start seeing some of the stunt men showing up. I believe that one on the left there. And yeah, and that looks like she's grabbing old Dharma's bottom there. He's very athletic, jumping around like that. And there are the wood tigers who show up, and Canicula has a new weapon that's going to revolutionize war, save everybody. Dudes. Those are complete dudes. And Moog's just wiping them out with kettle drums, which is a cool weapon to choose from. I do. The ending is very spectacular, and there's humor in it. And there's a lot of jibber jabber in Italian here. He's got a whole bag full of these weapons. She's like, let's go. So Cheng is fighting one dude and one woman there. And now let's go with the new weapons. And they get they're useless. So Canicula and Philonis run off, but the rest of them, the wood tigers, decide to fight. She gets in a fight with a very tall, statuesque Amazon, and that's a woman there, but they do pretty well. I mean, they go all out, which I appreciate. Not much actual martial art, like forms, but it's a good sword fight. She kills that one. He's got the nice pose there. The horse stance is a little high, but that's just me being a martial artist looking at it, your humble agent. But unfortunately, the Amazons are about to rout the good guys when a new secret weapon shows up. You'll notice they don't have treads; they have feet. But they've got flamethrowers. A little anachronistic. Steampunk. What's steampunk before steampunk, right? And off they go. They rout the Amazons. They're like, we can't fight that. So the villagers take over, and we're going to be the heroes. That's a pile of blondes. Finally, it's our showdown between Bagheera and Dharma, and we know what the outcome is. It's pretty well done. It's nothing fancy, but good enough. And I think she must have had a little training but again, it's nothing too intricate. And Dharma wins. We're looking very Batman-y right there, isn't he? I'm Dharma. Dharma 2. So he makes Moog and Chung prostrate themselves before he reveals the secret. Disappears. They're like, we've been had. Mila's there. Off they ride off into the sunset. And that's it. So overall, I'd give this about a 2.7 out of 5 because it's fun enough, but it could use some trimming, some judicious trimming here and there. There's a lot of back and forth with it's just not quite as good. The dubbing's fine. And other than that, the picture's good quality, but I can see why it probably wouldn't have been a big hit. AIP released it over here on a double bill with something or another. Madhouse. That doesn't seem like a likely. But that is our review for today, and you know what to do if you are leaving.
How about some new kicks? You'll get them all from the wildest bunch of far-out superheroes who ever came your way. Super Stooges versus the Wonder Women.
All right, my fellow agents, tomorrow we will be reviewing Village of the Giants, the 1965 Burt I. Gordon epic, which is better than it should be and quite enjoyable. So it is what Sven is airing tonight, and I've watched it a total of 2 times now in my entire life and really kind of like it. So until that next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. And remember, anyone who promises you immortality is probably a con man. Be seeing you.
This is just the beginning of the wildest, weirdest adventure you've ever seen.
I don't care for playing fair, I'm not the sharing kind.
Now anything goes. And everything grows.